Welcome back, everybody. And as I mentioned in the previous video, we are going to switch things up quite a bit. Now,
Massive duck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that duck can just pick you up.
Yeah, that duck's pretty darn strong and powerful.
Yeah, really. I wonder if it's really practicing magic. Like duck magic?
It's a magic duck. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we got it from a statue, so there's something magical about it. Well, instead of going to the third dungeon, we are actually going to skip ahead to the fourth dungeon for one major reason only, and that is for the Titan's Mitt. And the Titan's Mitt will allow us to get to Dungeon 6 next. In Dungeon 6, well, that'll get us enough hearts between Dungeons 4 and 6 for me to feel comfortable enough to go after Dungeon 3's boss. So
why did they put three bosses in 3 instead of 6?
I guess during playtesting they found it easier than boss 4, 5, and 6. I don't know. But I didn't care much for level 3 boss because I think it's just nerve-wracking. Oh my goodness, there's a living tree. Just threw a bomb at me. He's just a cranky old crotchety tree. Well, forget you then. Well, there's
the trees that have good attitudes.
Unfortunately, it ain't gonna do much to them. That's for sure. And as you can see, there's more than a few trees. Yeah, Village of Outcast. Don't bring too many rubies, because there's some thieves that'll rob you blind. Now, let's see. This is another cranky tree. There's a couple trees that aren't that cranky. They actually really do want to talk to people. And they'll tell you some helpful hints. But there's a few of them that are just like, I'm pissed. Go away. I mean, I'd be kind of pissed too if I walked into the Golden Land looking for the Triforce and then I turn into a tree and then I can't move. So I'd be like, man, I'm pissed too.
Yeah, but your roots can go way deep and your roots can be on the other side of the world.
Like, that makes a difference! I'm a tree, gosh darn it! But we have a map, and this is actually kind of a small dungeon. The top floor ain't much to speak of, and the basement is just pretty much one big basement and a smaller second one. And this dungeon is actually weird in that the first 4 rooms they're huge and spacious and have a lot of catwalks. And the connections between the 4 rooms are not by doors, but by overhangs. You have to walk underneath the overhang to move on to the next room.
Oh look, the little shadows.
Yep, but they're different color, I think, this time. Instead of like puke yellow, they're like
peach.
Puke peach. I don't know. Let's see what I'm talking about. We're just walking right on through underneath. And that makes this level rather unique. It's mainly for the entry area.
Now are those dragons up there?
I don't know what they're called. But they're powerful, and I think they take 2 hearts. The blue ones just kind of wander around. The red ones do about the same, but they actually shoot fireballs too, if you go within their line of sight.
Because they look like unicorns without their horns. Like
that
they've lost their...
Demon unicorns or something?
Yes.
I don't know. But I can see where you could get that. I'm trying to figure out where I need to go for a big key, because I think... This over here?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Compass! Yay! Totally not helpful to me.
Just sell it.
Well, unfortunately, we can't sell it. But look! The boss is not that far away. It's 2 rooms north of here. Or, wait, sorry. 3 rooms north of here. Ooh, this must be the boss key. Yay! I was right. And that's... It's not an elephant! But I can see where you're coming from. Man, I love these beams. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get... Oh gosh, I'm a bunny. Run away, Link. Run away bravely.
You got tagged.
I did. Okay, good. I'm back to normal. But yeah, if you hadn't figured it out already, those glowing little circles of light, if you get
ninja stars?
kind of, they turn you into bunnies, and you're basically defenseless for a short duration of time. Not a good idea.
I did not realize that Link had religion.
Huh?
Isn't it supposed to be Catholics have the thing about bunnies, rabbits, I don't know.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Something about rabbits.
Anyway, we're going to the boss, which we have a key. And,
That skeleton was following you.
whoa, where's the boss? This is the boss room. What's going on? My goodness, I have no idea what's just going on. Where there's a boss room and there's no boss in it. Okay, well, we'll come to the bottom of this mystery eventually as we explore this dungeon. But very, very interesting. This is the first, and I believe the only dungeon in the game where the boss is not in his room to start with. So now, the task of...
Those ninja stars too?
I have no idea what these enemies are called, and they never show up again in any other Zelda game.
Yes, they do. The little dogs with the fire flames around their heads. And one of the other...
No, those are not looking like dogs, I'm sorry.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, oh gosh. Oh gosh! I hate conveyor belts, I hate conveyor belts, I hate conveyor belts! Okay. Oh, this looks inviting. Yay, key! I'm totally gonna skip this, I'm not gonna knock that crystal switch to orange.
Should have fun.
Yeah. Hey, Zelda again! Don't be deceived by Blind the Thief! Blind the Thief. Where have we heard that name before? And it looks like we probably will have to flip the switch unless this is it. No, wrong. Dropping snakes on my head. So, Blind the Thief, where have we heard that name before?
You said it?
Oh, yes, from the guy who was in the original hideout in the Light World in Kakariko Village. Huh. So, what was it he said that Blind really hates? Oh, there's a switch.
Light?
You're right, Blind is vulnerable to light, and I am, like, about to die. These grasshoppers or crickets or whatever, they're way too damaging. That's like 2 hearts per cricket.
Put on crickets. Crickets are nice.
I don't know, cockroaches, something. They're way too damaging for their own good. Anyway, that looks very suspicious over there. Plus, we get 2 bombs. Something tells me I threw too far. But something tells me I should bomb that crack. Ooh. Now we have light revealed. Now, I'm not a betting man, but I'd probably gonna bet that light is pouring right into the boss room. What do you think? It seems to make sense, right?
Yeah.
Why else would you have a...
You still need to gain hearts.
Yeah, I do. I know. This constant beeping is driving me batty! If that's the one thing I wish I could change in Zelda games, is have an option to turn off the constant beep. Because it is annoying. I don't know why they keep including it in Zelda games. I know that I'm at low health. Why did I just get hit?
'Cause you missed.
I did.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. Alright, so we're back here. Let's see if I can take a quick route back to where I was.
You know what's surprising is that you can run into walls and it does not take a heart away from you.
Because Link is hard-headed like that.
I knew he was related to the coconuts.
What?
Coconuts are hard.
Oh gosh, ninja stars. You got me calling them ninja stars. Oh, I'm getting hit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! This is not good. Oh gosh, now I remember. That's the other thing about this dungeon. Hearts are very hard to come by in this dungeon. There's like not a lot of pots, if you want to count those skulls as pots.
Sure.
And the enemies, most of the new enemies, other than these skeletons, don't really drop hearts. So this is going to be very painful. Very quick. Please tell me there's hearts and... I don't want bombs. Okay. Let's see. Oh gosh, no! Ah, I knew it! I was hoping that the switch was... Oh gosh. Was still flipped over to blue. But unfortunately, it's still orange. Every time you die, apparently, and go to the entrance, it resets the switch, which sucks. Wow, that thing just totally freaked out and got stuck in place. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oof.
You're at 1 heart again.
I know. I'm doing terrible. What? Oh.
Dun dun dun.
I gotta do better than this. Alright, folks, we're back. We flipped the switch. We're down to half health. We're not doing too good yet again. But we're gonna see if we can make it any further. And try not to die. Because dying is no fun. So what is this? 2 deaths already on this level. Wow, that's a transparent ruby. Interesting. Oh gosh, conveyors!
It's one of those magical rubies. Even though it showed up as, what, blue or green?
Yeah.
It's really worth like $1 million.
$1 million! Or rubies, sorry. And there's an interesting huge block here, which you will not be able to lift at the moment. But we can do a circuitous route. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. To get around to the other side, and by then we should have already had an item that will help us along in lifting that. Oh gosh. Conveyors and bottomless pits! One of the worst things ever, especially in Mega Man games. I hate conveyors and bottomless pits.
I wonder if medieval castles actually had that set up. That would have been really cool.
That is cruel and unusual design. And that hurt like crazy. So yes, I was correct. 2 hearts for the whatever fire blast those guys do. Yay! And what the what? Who is this? Ooh, key. Oh, thank you. You saved my life. Please take me outside. That's odd. I thought you had a new moon pearl to keep your shape in this world. Why is the maiden not of her shape? I mean, true, the other mains were of their normal shape, but they were sealed inside crystals, right? So how did she get out of her crystal? And once she got out, she was free from the spell, so she should have changed.
I don't think she's really that.
Oh, by the way, we got the Titan's Mitt. So, something is very suspicious here. And if you were to take her out, which we're not, but if you were to try and take her out right outside the front door of the dungeon, she's like, well, why don't we just stay in here? It's nice and cozy in here for a little bit. How about you stay and just talk with me for a little bit, huh? And that should get your red flag, you know, or the hair around your neck prickling. You're like, uh-oh. What? I thought you wanted to escape. Why do you want to stay in this dungeon? Crazy woman. So, there's only one thing left to do. Test out the theory. Does he or does he not hate bright light? Please tell me there's going to be a hurry. Oh, thank goodness. So. Surprise! Ah, too bright. And there's Blind the Thief. He has changed into a monstrosity, and wow, the hitbox is really wonky.
The hitbox is really wonky.
Yeah, look at that. It just. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hitting him from the bottom is not very fruitful. You're gonna have to hit him from the side or the top, because apparently his hitbox for your sword doesn't extend up down that far on his body, but his hitbox to hit you does. Kind of weird. And I died. Okay, we're gonna. Okay, we're back, everybody, and we're gonna try it again, but this time we're full health. And we're going to use a advantage of being full health, and that is the beams. They actually do a full, I guess, point of damage to him. So it counts as 1 of 3 hits before he lets loose another head. And I think this is the closest that Link to the Past comes to bullet hell. Some games can be called like bullet hell games, where the entire screen is filled with bullets you have to dodge. This is about as close as it gets for Zelda. And I was doing pretty good until I was about to mention it.
Now my question is, are they ever going to bring back this enemy?
I'm not entirely sure. Blind is pretty darn specific to this game, but it would be kind of cool to bring something similar. You know what? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, Blind is almost like a reinterpretation of the Gleeok, except that he moves from top to bottom on the screen. You hit him so many times, and a head pops off and starts shooting at you just like the main body.
You have to show me again where the Gleeok is. Which game?
The Gleeok is the multi-headed dragon, where if you keep hitting him, his heads pop off and they all start shooting at you at once.
What game is that in?
That's the original Zelda. That's what we played the first time. Man, you forget a lot.
No, I'm just not sure of what their names are. I just kept calling it a 7-headed dragon.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think Blind is a reinterpretation of the Gleeok. For people who say, the Gleeok's never appeared in any Zelda game since the first. Wrong! Blind is the inspirational, you could say, successor to the Gleeok. Just not as dangerous, unfortunately. He was pretty easy, actually. And that's it. 3 dungeons down. But we have a couple extra things to do before we move on to Dungeon 6.
Yeah, make sure nobody steals your rupees.
Yeah, that too. But just for kicks and giggles, we're actually going to save the blacksmith here. He changed into a robot, a frog. Ribbit, ribbit. And if you visited the blacksmith in Kakariko Village before you got to this point, you would have realized his brother went missing. Fortunately, his brother got attracted by the lure of the golden power and came to the golden land and unfortunately turned into a frog and could not get back. So the smithy had to shut down and wasn't going to work anymore until his brother returned home. So, voila! He's back to his dwarf-like self.
Oh, those are so cute.
Little dwarves. In fact, they're the only 2 dwarves in the entire game. Yay! And if we really wanted to, we could have them temper our sword for a fee of I think it's 100 rubies or something. And you could now get the more powerful Master Red Sword. But we're totally not doing it.
That's because we're lame.
Nope, that's because we're challenging ourselves. We're trying to be better than the game. Haha. And one last pickup I'd like to do, because, well, you can't really get into Dungeon 6 without it, and I totally went the wrong way. Let's stop right here.
Oh, look, broccoli's falling off.
Those are not broccolis, those are huge, dangerous boulders! Oh my goodness. Die, Munchkin.
It turns to stone. Is
Yeah.
it dead?
Nope, they'll turn back eventually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and here's something else that popped up. These Tektites. They do not appear in this area of Death Mountain until after you've entered the Dark World for the first time. And then mysteriously, they're here. For no explicable reason, they just start appearing. Don't know why that is. Don't know why they made that design decision to only have them appear after you enter the Dark World. But let's go back to Spectacle Rock. And now we're going to head west from Hera Tower. Last time we were here, we actually went inside and got the 3rd pendant, but now we're just heading west, using the Book of Medora. This is you can only do this if you have the Master Sword, which we did not have the first time we were here. And the magic of Ether. There's one other medallion called the Medallion of Bombos, which has the power of fire, but is not used functionally in any sort of way. You don't need it for any sort of dungeon opening, puzzle solving, nothing.
Then what's it for?
Attacking enemies. So we're just not going to get that one. And I did not mean to go here. Dang it. Okay, let's kill you first. And psych! But I needed to go here. This is the one and only way to get to Dungeon 6. But we're running a little tight on time here, so let's transport into the Dark World, and we'll see you later.
Bye!